All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again here to bring you another live stream. So it's Sunday night, right? I think it's Sunday. Hey, Aaron, how you doing, man? Looks like he's the first one to join. Happy Easter to all of you guys. We had Chinese food for Easter dinner, so that was good tonight. So that was fun. Hey, Ninja Bird, how you doing? Dr. M. Sure. So I scheduled this one, or I kind of let you guys know that we were going to do this one around Walking Dead time. So it's a little bit earlier than usual for the live stream, but I definitely wanted to do one because it's Sunday night, at least tonight, to get to hang out with you guys and say hi, see how you guys are doing. Hey Tim, how you doing, man? Hey Edgar, hey Ninja, hey Dalton, hey Rock. Yeah, it's Rock Universe says it's 2:21 a.m. here. So, well, thanks for watching, Rock. That's pretty late. Hey, Daryl, how you doing, man? Hey, Scott. Happy Easter. Oh, you like the John Lennon video, huh? You like the musical video? Some people liked it. Some people didn't like it. A lot of people didn't get it. So here, I'll go ahead and mansplain it for you guys. So you had Gal Gadot and a whole bunch of celebrities. They did John Lennon's Imagine. And I got offended. Okay, I got extremely offended because, okay, if you guys don't know the story behind John Lennon, it's a long one. Maybe we can do some videos on that to get into it. But basically, John Lennon was in the pyramid. He was in the, maybe not the illuminated degrees, but he was in the high Masonic degrees. That's one of the reasons why they use Imagine. It's basically a New World Order anthem. And so it sounds to me like they asked her and the other celebrities to do an Imagine sing-along to celebrate their plague party, which is kind of what I think coronavirus actually is. If you look at Event 21 or 201, it kind of looks like that. So I did one back at them, and I did How Do You Sleep? Because if people had anything to do with the release or the seeding of coronavirus, then shots fired back, right? F you back. How dare you use Lennon's music, who Lennon hated. I know he hated them. So from Beyond the Grave, I did one back at them, and that's the explanation for why I did How Do You Sleep? Because, okay, let's say it's totally natural. If so, fine, then just disregard. But if anybody, the elites or anybody else, any foundation leaders or anybody had anything to do with what we're seeing happen in real life right now, then they deserve to have some shots fired back. Absolutely, so that's what it is. So, oh, good. We got over 100 people now, so that's cool. Hey, guys. Hey, Rob. How you doing? Rob Frank's here. Joseph, Sean, Supreme Iron. So let's start things off with giving our thoughts on what the topic of the live stream is, especially for people that are watching it later, and you guys can give your thoughts on this one, too. And it is Michonne and the possibility of a Michonne spin-off series. So Forbes did one here, one of the Forbes writers. I'm becoming somewhat familiar with them. There's Paul Tassi and there's Eric Kane, right? Kane, and he's a bit more. Is Kane a bit more edgy than Paul Tassi? I think so, a little bit. He's a bit more opinionated and disagreeable from the sounds of things. So he says, this is the article. He says, Denai Guerrera, who plays Michonne on The Walking Dead, ended her run in that series in season 10 after 7 years on the show. Guerrera has had success elsewhere, starring in Black Panther and 2 Avengers films, and writing a Tony Award-nominated Broadway play, Eclipsed. So from a career standpoint, moving on from a show that has perhaps outworn its welcome. Sure. Makes sense. Okay. So now it does go on to say here that we got this covered, so that there's a new report of a possible Michonne spinoff series from We Got This Covered. And he says here, the site's anonymous sources tell them that Michonne's final episode is actually just a setup for this new limited run series that would serve as a bridge between her exit from Walking Dead into the Rick Grimes films. So that does make sense to a degree, doesn't it, guys? That where they left off with Michonne, you would have her go from seeing this new group, whether it's Virginia's group or a different group, probably more likely a different group or some kind of offshoot of Virginia's group or something. I don't anticipate Virginia would still be alive this far into the zombie apocalypse. I think eventually someone in Fear will kill her, whether it be Morgan or Alicia or somebody else in Fear will likely kill Virginia at some point, I think. So when Michonne is running into this big group that looks nomadic, and I think Scott Gimple had said that, and she's going to help them and she's going to join them on her search for Rick, doesn't make sense. They get rumored right now. It fits to a degree. It fits about the same way as the report that We Got This Covered did that said that the Walking Dead TV series may be wrapping up around the end of season 12 to 13, and then they may continue with Fear on afterwards. But, I don't know. Okay. We'll have to see how everything goes here. Of course, the COVID came in, TS19 came in and is smashing down everything anyway. So it's not like anything's going to start production right now anyway. But I do think it would be cool to see a Michonne series that would take into account the time that we're at right now with her after just leaving the Walking Dead series, and then doing a limited run series, and then her appearance in the Rick movies. That would be cool. But I would want to see her actually meet with Rick in the movies. I don't think they would have Andrew Lincoln be in a limited run series. I don't think that would make sense, or that would likely work. So what do you guys think about that one, about the possibility of a Michonne limited run series, whether it be one season or 2 seasons or something like that could be okay. DV, thanks for the super chat, man. He says, Trev, what's your favorite Negan scene ever in the show? So let me know what you guys think about the Michonne spinoff series idea. While we give our thoughts on the best Negan scene ever for TV. The best Negan scene ever. It's pretty hard to beat like the double kill, right? As like a more climactic scene. Now he's the bad guy in that one, so he's straight up the antagonist as far as that goes and bashing heads. But it's pretty hard to say, that there's any scene The Walking Dead has ever done that was more suspenseful than when you had the lineup and everybody was just on the edge of their seats waiting to see who Negan was going to pick. I mean, that was something crazy, man. That was really crazy. So, but what's like my favorite scene of Negan's of the show? Like my favorite line of his ever. There were some good lines in Service, like when easy peasy lemon squeezy. Some of the different stuff that he did, like in and around that time, the stuff with Carl was okay. I thought that was pretty fun. And it's hard to pick like one best Negan scene ever. I do like when he saves Judith though. That's a good one, in the snow and everything. That's kind of cool because that shows a big turn for him, a big change for him. And him killing Alpha with the slice is a really good one too. So I guess if I have to pick a favorite Negan scene, it has to be the lineup. When he actually picks the person and everything. Even though I recognize that he's the bad guy in that sense, but he's a damn good bad guy. It's hard to argue that Negan isn't like one of the best. I think he's the best bad guy ever in The Walking Dead. People voted Shane as the best villain ever, but now we've had Alpha too. She was incredible villain. But the fact that Negan kills her kind of makes it feel like Negan might be. I think Negan should be in the conversation for the best villain ever. If he's not number 1, he's probably 2 or 3, something like that, if you're going to put Shane at number 1. So, and did you guys hear, I did a video on this yesterday, that they're doing a Friday night at the Morgans. AMC's going to be doing a JDM show, which sounds like it's going to be really fun, really cool. You're going to get to see his farm. You're going to get to see like a live chat show with him and his wife, Hillary, and they're going to do like a show where they have, I think they said Rosita is going to be on, Christian Serratos is going to be on for the first episode. They're going to do a chat, thing and just kind of hang out and do like a Talking Dead thing, but from distance, because obviously right now with the quarantine, we can't be too close to one another, but that's going to be on this upcoming Friday night. So I'm excited to see that. I'm going to definitely tune in to watch Negan's show. Negan gets his own show, right? That's kind of awesome, isn't it? I think it's awesome. So I am much anticipating to see that. And then who else did they say? Right. And then Lori's going to be on for an episode 2. I don't know if they're going to split it like both of them or something. But that would be great, man, to see some other episodes with some of the other cast members, whoever wants to do it. Or some people from Fear too. If some of the Fear cast was going to be on with JDM, that would be cool because they're never going to get to meet in the series in character, but it'd be cool to see them hang out on camera and just to talk about Walking Dead and stuff. So that's going to be really cool. Or their careers or whatever. Or Chandler. Oh, that would be great, man. They got to get Chandler for an episode. That would be awesome. Because then you could do like, you could have JDM. It's like Negan, it's his character. And then Carl, right? So that's cool. Jason DeVoe. Thanks, Jason. Appreciate the super chat, man. He says, what's the best way to get in touch with you? Do you even check the Facebook page anymore? So sorry, Jay. So the best way to get in touch with me, Probably, I'd say through channel comments, to be honest with you. You can message me through Facebook. Yep, through Trev Chan 2 Facebook. You can. That goes to my phone. I don't always respond through that or reply to that right away because I'm always doing stuff. And so it's hard for me to message back every single person that messages me on Facebook. But yeah, you can reach me on Facebook, Instagram, Trev Chan 2I on Instagram. So you can message me through there if you want, or through the comments through here is a good way to do it. But send me another question if you like. Thanks for Super Chat, Jay. But send me another question if you like for Walking Dead if you want to. But yeah, that's the best way to get a hold of me is through Facebook and stuff. If you want to send me conspiracy videos of different shit that Bill Gates has been saying, people have been sending me all these videos like, look what he said here, look what he said there. It's like, yes, I know. You can make a really good case that this man knew this was going to happen ahead of time in 2020. You can make a very, very good, strong case. Investigate Gates, hashtag investigate Gates. I like that. So that's cool. People have been sending me all kinds of stuff on this. It's like, yes, I know he knows way too much about this shit ahead of time. I know. Anyway, guilty person knows more than they should. That's, detectives use that trick all the time. When they're trying to figure something out, they'll coax the person into it. So if your wife, let's say you have a couple that's getting divorced and, they're interviewing the husband because the wife's gone missing or some shit like this, or she's found, a good while later, they'll ask him like, if she was, how do you think she might have been killed? What do you think? What do you think? And what they're trying to figure out is if that person knows more than they're supposed to know, than they should know. So if he says, oh, I think someone hit her with a hammer, some idiots will fall for that. And then the actual weapon used at the scene of the crime, which the husband shouldn't know about, was a hammer. Then they kind of catch him. They're like, oh, you shouldn't have known that, you see, but you knew too much. There's people that know too much about this COVID thing, man. Damn it. So some people like Magna. Some people hate Magna. Mark M says he likes Magna. Brandon Neer says that he doesn't. He hates her. Neo the One says that she's hot. Yeah, different tastes, right? It's cool. Somebody said, what did someone say last time? That she's a 12 to 6? I don't know. You guys. Back to Walking Dead. What does the A mean? So Bob Smith wants to talk about, what does the A in Walking Dead mean? Asshole? Is that what? I don't know. You probably have to ask Gimple, to be honest. Because they played with that for a while. Oh, A and B for the drop-offs. I think for the people they're serving up, I think it means A, alive, B, bitten. That was one of the theories. And then another one was A, alpha male, or B, beta. I'm not sure. So we'll see in the movies. Hopefully in the movies eventually we can get an explanation of what the A and B's are. The Monkey Man says, are you a ninja? Are you the ninja, Trev? Yeah, I'm the ninja in the mask with the commas. Right. Yeah, that's me. No. No. That's not me in the mask. I will never be in Walking Dead, okay? Too recognizable. For you guys anyway. Not for other stuff, but for you guys I am. Okay, let's see here. My question is, how is Magna straightening her nappy hair in the apocalypse? I don't know. Yeah. Hey, Billy. Billy Ballin says, Trev, been a fan for so long. Hope all is well. All is very well, Billy. Trading Cards and More thinks that the ninja is Morales, 110%. Yes. The ninja is, in fact, Morales. Trev, stop. It's Trev's chance. Stop lying. Yeah, it's me, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's a conspiracy theory, right? A is the leader, B is not. Jacob Larson. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the idea I sort of had. Like A would be like Rick is an A, or B would be like maybe Gabriel's the B. Well, Gabriel's kind of an A now too, isn't he? In some ways. So Sizzle2290 says, what makes Lenny James the best actor in the Walking Dead franchise? Well, I don't know if you could say that Lenny James is the best actor in the Walking Dead franchise. You'd probably have to that's subjective anyway. Like, who's your favorite? Who's the most popular? It's going to be Daryl, I mean, that's subjective anyway. It depends on the role and everything, but who's the most accomplished actor in all Walking Dead? Is Lenny James the most accomplished actor in all Walking Dead? I don't know. You'd have to compare their resumes, I guess. Maybe you'd say, I got you. Scott Wilson's the most accomplished actor in The Walking Dead. There you go. Or he's the most experienced, right? So there you go. So it's politically incorrect for you to disagree with me now after what's happened. Rest in peace to Scott, right? So so I don't know. It's not fair to compare. Like, say, this person's a better actor than this person. It's like it depends on the role. It depends on what you're doing. People keep asking me, Angela says, Trevor, are you a Q follower? No, I'm not. I'm not active in any of these takedown groups or any of this crazy shit like this. I just think it's fun to understand the world and understand some of the things that are happening. That's all. Jacob Larson says we're at 1.85 million total cases, 1.3 million active cases. Do you want to talk? It's up to you guys. Do you want to talk Walking Dead? Let's do it for at least a little while. Maybe we can get into the TS19 stuff afterwards. People always get confused when I say TS19. I'm doing it on purpose. I'm doing it absolutely on purpose. Can we talk about who stole Rick's boots? Says Simpson. Who stole Rick's boots? Well, it wasn't Virgil, right? It would have been the helicopter group. It would have been the CRM, right? They would have stolen Rick's boots for sure. Marlon does not want to talk TS19, so we'll try to keep it out. Mark M does want to talk NWO, New World Order. We'll try to talk Walking Dead, let's keep it to that. Let's see. I did have some other stuff prepared. Let's come back to your guys' comments. I didn't miss any super chats, did I? No. DV, we got you. Jason, we got you. But Jason, send another one. If I missed it, send it again. Thanks, Wild Liver, about saying the show's the best. Okay, let's come back to this. I had some prep stuff ahead of time that I wanted to go over, right? So we went over the possibility of the Michonne spinoff. We went over letting you guys know about JDM's new show, Negan's Show, on Fridays with Negan and family, right? so that's going to be fun. Looking forward to that this Friday. That'll be cool. And then that's basically it. That's up and coming for right now, right? So until things change with the whole TS19 world situation. So we'll see how long that takes to change and everything. Michelle Collins did ask, Trev, can you do a video showing conditions in your area, shops, restaurants, etc.? Well, things in my area are okay, Michelle. Nothing is too crazy or anything like that. There was a scrap a couple of houses down. I don't know, a couple guys got into it. I figured there must have been a girl involved or something. Whenever two adult grown men start fighting and scrapping, I typically think that there's a woman involved. So it's like a Rick and Shane Laurie situation, right? Guys only get that pissed off if there's a chickadee in the middle, right? So so anyway, I didn't go outside or anything. I was busy doing something. I don't fight it out, work it out, you two, and then whatever, And am I going to call the cops? Nah, you guys deal with it, whatever. I'm not going to call. I don't give a shit, Fight it out. Someone gets a bloody nose or two, whatever. Someone goes down, someone wins, and then you work it out later. And then the chickadee goes with whichever one wins or whichever one makes more money, right? Okay. Serendipityindy says, Q&A, do you think this might be Sheree? So in the Fear of the Walking Dead trailer for season 6, in the jail cell that you can kind of see someone there, Serendipityindy says that I think the leg shape looks like a female. Well, yeah, it does look like a female to me too. We discussed that a little bit in the last video about possibly Madison. Which led me to think it might be Sheree. What are your thoughts on this, Trev? Yeah, it could be Sheree, right? It could be Sheree that could be in the cell. The hair doesn't really look like it, but it's really dark. You can't see so well whoever it is. So it's like your guess is as good as mine. But it's possible it could be Sheree or a new character or somebody. We don't even know. Like it might not even be someone that important or something. But typically, if they're in a cell and locked down and that kind of thing, and John's talking to them, it doesn't look like it's June, because if it was June, he would probably be there holding her hand when he's talking to her, right? The frame would be different. You wouldn't have him over here talking to her from a distance. You'd have him right there with her, holding her, talking to her, usually, unless she's mad at him or something, right? So Dominick Ambrosio says, hey, Trev, with nothing on for Walking Dead on TV, can you continue to do your TS19 update videos? Or those other very informative videos you do that touch on world conspiracies. So for Dominic, so this one's a little bit tricky. So some of you guys do want to touch on TS19 situation and do. Michael, no, I'm not taking my shirt off right now. I'm sitting down in a chair. You can see pictures of that if you want to on my Facebook. There's plenty of those. Jacob again posts the stats for us. So I don't want to get in too much into the TS19 stuff, at least not right now. We probably should stick to Walking Dead for at least a little bit. But the numbers are increasing this week, but they're only increasing by about 5%, 6% a day, something like that, which is a lot better than what they were doing a week or 2 weeks ago, which was more at like, 13%, 12%, 11%. Now, at 5 or 6%, if that continues, it's still too fast, but I feel like we're on the way, to some kind of recovery here. If we can get that thing down to around 1, 1.2, something like that, then that will mean that our lives will probably start to go back to normal again, because it will be sort of contained. Now, the problem is, if it goes down to 1.1 or 1.2 and we restart the economy and we reduce the social distancing extremes, which they kind of are extreme right now. If you go grocery shopping at a supercenter, you have to like stand 6 feet and you have to wait to get in the door and all this stuff. It's annoying. Hey, thanks, David H. I appreciate it, man, for the super chat for the $2. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Send me a question if you got one. So, we hope that soon our lives can go back to normal, right? It can't last that long. I might do a video on this in the next couple of days, and we'll keep it to that, which is that the question of whether or not social distancing is actually working against TS19. The stats kind of make it seem like it's sort of just slowing it up a bit. But it's not. It's certainly, social distancing does not appear to be dominating COVID. It sounds like COVID is still spreading. It's still growing, even though we're doing the distance apart and all that stuff, which is very surprising, because you tend to think it would just go away if we all do the right protocols. Then it would. But on a global scale, it's not. The only country that says that they've been able to control it is China, who just keep posting numbers of 40 a day, or 50 or 60 a day, or 0 some days. So, yeah. All right. We got any good questions here for you guys, aside from you guys talking shit about sexual stuff? Are we getting into the COVID talk again? Yes, we are getting into the COVID. Well, okay. So, Ryan, the reason why we don't have Walking Dead tonight is because of the COVID. It's the antagonist here. So I know some of you guys don't like to talk about Negan or the antagonist, so you don't like to talk about that. But it's why we don't have a new episode of Walking Dead tonight. It's why World Beyond's pushed back. It's why Fear had to stop filming. So it affects everything, to the point where now it's affecting Walking Dead, damn it. So it's even affecting Walking Dead. But at least if one good thing came about from it, Negan's going to have his show on Friday. So that's going to be cool. So we'll see how long that goes for. We'll see what guests he can get on. Got to get Chandler. JDM, get Chandler. Get Chandler. Well, everyone wants to see that. Everyone wants to see Chandler. So I'm just saying. So absolutely got to do that. Got to do it. Hey, Andrew, you're my guy too, man. I like the COVID discussion, says Artsy. Yeah, we try to keep it cool. Some people just really don't like the concept of considering possibilities with COVID that differ from the official theory, which is that it's just a natural occurring virus. A lot of people really like that one. I think it makes them feel very comfortable to think that it's naturally occurring and it just came up and it just so happened and everything like that, yada, yada. The problem is there's precursors to it. If it was natural, Event 201 should not have taken place, should not have existed. They should not have been doing a training seminar on how to handle a influenza-type pandemic that causes pneumonia. Shouldn't have happened. Did happen for the first time. Event 201 is not a yearly thing. They only did it once, and they did it a month before COVID hit. That is beyond just suspicious. It is ridiculous to a degree. I would just say that people don't like to talk about it, but the thing is it is what it is. Have you heard of the Walkers and Talkers podcast? Ryan, I was on an episode of Walkers and Talkers, wasn't I? I'm pretty sure I was on an episode of that. That was like 4 years ago. Who does the Walkers and Talkers podcast? It's Dan or Dave from New York, right? New York. Yeah, I was on an episode of Walkers and Talkers. I think so, wasn't I? Damn it, I don't know. I can't even remember after all these years what I've done, all the stuff I've done. I haven't been on the Skybound talking. Do they call it Talking Dead? What do they call the Skybound podcast for Walking Dead? I haven't been on that one. Yeah, David Brody. There we go, Ryan. Thank you. David Brody. Yes, I was on an episode with David. We did an episode around season 7, 6-ish time frame. So yes, I was. So I am a fan. Yes. And hearts out to everybody in New York. They're having a heck of a time with this whole thing. So Slizzle90 says, would fast World War Z like zombies overwhelm real life society today? Well, we can't even handle a damn freaking, flu type outbreak that seems to be spreading around. If they set out, if Bill and the others set out fucking zombies on us, we're fucked. If we can't even deal with this and they figure out a way to create some kind of a virus package and they package in that shit, some kind of rage thing or some kind of delirious rage thing and has everybody rage out and go delirious and run around like a bunch of idiots. I'm giving ideas, right? Start giving ideas. We're all fucked, right? If they do that. We couldn't handle zombies. Are you fucking kidding me? We can't even handle sick old people. What the hell? Not to make light of the current situation. It is serious. I know. New World Order is going to start right after is New World going to start right after the finale? You mean World Beyond, Michael? Probably. It's not confirmed, but most likely. The Monkey Man, who has the best career of all actors that have been on The Walking Dead? Okay, there's a good question. What do you guys think about this? The Monkey Man wants to know who's had the best career of everyone on Walking Dead in terms of success. Are we talking? Jason said John Bernthal. He was Punisher, right? He's in a bunch of movies. He's done real good, that's for sure. They've all done great, man. You know, it's like kind of tricky to compare. You know, it's like, well, who's had the best? It may be John Bernthal, maybe Andrew Lincoln. He's done great. He's going to do great in the future too, in the movies and stuff. They're all going to do fine. They're all going to make lots of money. They're all going to have their McMansions and have happy spouses, and it's all going to be fine, right? So it doesn't matter, man. After a certain point, you know, money doesn't really do anything for you after a certain point. So it doesn't matter. They're all doing fine, and they've all done great. And I'm happy for all of them and all of their success, right? So Gary wants me to watch Lenny James in Save Me. So that's kind of cool. It's also kind of interesting that that they did, you know, like in Fear, they had like the whole we're here to help thing, a philosophy or angle for Morgan and the others. And they were kind of going around trying to help people, trying to save everybody, trying to be the heroes. And now he's in a series called Save Me. So that's kind of cool. So maybe he likes being the good guy. So maybe I can check it out. So Ryan Lennon says, it doesn't matter, as The Rock says, right? So it doesn't matter who had the best career. You got to say it, right? The millions and millions. The Rock is a great character, man. That is a really, 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 really good character. So Nate M says, Andrew Lincoln has a net worth of $60 million. Okay, and then he starts comparing to the others. It's not cool to compare people's cash, dude, especially for guys. For girls, it's probably okay. For guys, it's not okay at all to compare, because that's something the guys can get very competitive over, who makes how much money, this kind of thing. And it goes way deeper than that. You know, it's not just about money. It actually takes into consideration, you know, providing for family and stuff like that. So guys can get very defensive over that kind of shit. They've all done great, and I'm sure they're all happy that they did Walking Dead, and let's just be happy for them, because I love it, so it's great. Who was the best showrunner of The Walking Dead? That's a good question from Collar. Who was the best Walking Dead showrunner? Who do you guys think was the best showrunner for Walking Dead? Scott Gimple, Angela Kang, or Glenn Mazzara, or Frank Darabont? The best Walking Dead showrunner, I'm going to get heat for it, but maybe I have to go with the Shredder. Maybe I got to go with Gimster, the Gimple, the Gimpmeister. I think I probably do, right? You know, Angela Kang could make a stab at it, but she's only had a couple seasons now, so she needs more time to be compared, to be fair. But some people said Frank Darabont the best showrunner. It's kind of hard to go against, you know, because he's really good too, and he wasn't there for that long. But we got to give it to Scott, because remember, he's what built it up to the season 7 premiere and being like a household name and all that stuff. So I think we got to go with the Gimpster, and then maybe Kang, and then Frank, and then Glenn Mazzara after that, I guess, if you wanted to do. Okay, you're saying best to worst. Okay, so you're saying season 8, in his opinion, is the best. Season 9 is second best. Then season 6, then 10, then 5, then 3, then 4, then 2, then 1, and then 7. What are your thoughts? Yes, I loved season 8. I think fans hate it due to it being popular to hate on The Walking Dead after season 7 because of Carl. Yeah, I still love season 8 with All Out War, man. That was pretty damn epic. And the battle between Rick and Negan. Remember the key? That was really good, where they did the fight and everything. And maybe that's my favorite Negan scene, when Rick gets Lucille and JDMD is like, get your hands off of her. I gotta watch that back, man. That is freaking awesome. You get your filthy mitts off of her, Rick, you asshole. But you touch my Lucille, right? That's kind of the deal, right? It's so awesome. I love that. So there's some good stuff on season 8, man. I think Carl was just a downer for a lot of people, so they didn't like that. But it was still a really damn good season. Yeah, I thought so too. Lots of action and fighting and all that stuff was great. Season 9 is hard to go against also, Paul. I agree with you there that it's one of the top seasons, because Andrew Lincoln leaving and the way they did it, and then the Whisper introduction, season 9 is amazing. I think season 9 is probably better than 10. That's probably fair. You've got season 5 ranked a bit down here. You've got 5 and 6. So you guys know, for me, I think season 6 is probably my favorite, Season 5 is great. Season 9 should be up there near the top. Season 10, we haven't seen the last episode, but I would put it kind of in the middle. I would not put season 10 at the bottom and say it's like one of the worst. No, I think it is a really good season. I'd put it in the middle or maybe a little higher. Season 2 is great. 1 is short, so didn't have that much to it. 3 was a lot of fun. 4 was good with Too Far Gone and all that. And then 5 was great all the way through. 6, awesome. Like I said, 7. Okay. 7's probably, we can probably all agree, 7's kind of the worst season of Walking Dead. Probably. It felt very hopeless, and it started off awesome, but then hopeless and drawn out and long, and then continued into 8 after. But good one. And I do like I like the fact, Paul, that you're disagreeable about 8, and that you say The Walking Dead season 8 is one of your favorites and it's one of the best, because everybody always hates on that one. But other people here did agree. It looks like that Gimple is one of their favorite showrunners. Someone said that they missed Tobin. Was that Donnie? Yeah. Tobin was cool at standing at the background and building stuff, right? So I don't know. Hey, Joe, I love the channel, says Danny. Who will get Andrea's death, in your opinion? So, while there was a theory that Michonne would get Andrea's death, I guess we could put that one to rest now. Maybe they won't even do like an Andrea type of death thing like that. Because who do they have right now that they can afford to lose? Because so many people left, they might not be able to adapt that in the same kind of way. They may have to use somebody like a Connie or like a Magna or someone like that for something like that. Because the original Walking Dead series, that's one knock against the original Walking Dead series right now, is they don't have that many characters like Fear does, which is really weird. Kidman104 says, too many red shirt deaths in The Walking Dead, super annoying. Yeah, I don't think it can be avoided though, Kid, because what are you going to do? You only have so many characters that are built up. Maybe one thing about the Walking Dead TV series they need to do is develop more kind of lead characters in the next couple of years. But if they're planning on season 12, season 13 kind of being where it's kind of at it, then okay. Mark M said Rosita could be one that could be used for the Andrea death, and that's probably true. But again, if you do kill her off, who are you going to? And Jay also said Rosita's toast. Who are you going to get to replace her? So maybe that's true. She is in Selena, right? So there's that. So we got to be happy for her for that role. That's a good role to get for sure for her career and everything. So that's great. But that's probably also true. Yeah, that there's not that many. And if you do kill her off, it's like, damn, dude, it just feels like I'd almost say it feels like the original Walking Dead series probably needs to build up a few more characters, to the forefront here in the next couple of seasons. It's not their fault. It's just with the Pike scenes and so many deaths like so quickly, and then people leaving. At least Maggie's coming back. Maybe she can bring some important characters with her. That would be good. They can kind of use that to build back up their roster a little bit. Donnie says, Coral. Trev, if you were in the apocalypse, what would be your weapon? If I was in the apocalypse, what would be my weapon? Let's see. I think I said before that I would go with a hockey stick, sawed off, and then butcher knives and bolted into the ends. So like a makeshift double-sided spear, sort of like what the princess has, but not with the pink, and it's like a manly version. So, and both ends with the knives. That ghost says Netflix, a Tiger King shows up to say that bitch Carol. Like, what is this Tiger King thing? All right, I need to find out what this is. You guys keep telling me about this. Thanks for the super chat there, that ghost. As a result of that, okay, I can't ignore it anymore. I have to watch this Tiger thing. I'm going to write this down. So Tiger thing. What is Tiger thing? Or Tiger King. Sorry, Tiger King. What is this Tiger King thing? So I'll write that down so I can at least check that out. Maybe we can do a review for that or something. I don't know. And let's see what we got here. I didn't miss any, did I? Yeah, we got Paul, so that's good. Jericho says Man of Action. The Rock. I am a big fan of Chris Jericho, a big fan of The Rock, big fan of Stone Cold. Yeah, man, Hulk Hogan. Is Hogan my favorite? Hogan might be my favorite just because growing up, stuff like that, it's like him and Stone Cold, probably my favorites. But I like Jericho too, especially when he does the turnaround. His introduction was great. You can watch that back on YouTube if you like. When Jericho first appears from after WCW into WWE and he meets The Rock, And what does The Rock say to him? Like, who in the blue hell are you, or something like that? It's good. It's a real good one. Kidman 104 says, Trev, why is No Sanctuary the best episode ever? Well, Kidman, No Sanctuary, is it voted as the best episode ever still on IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes and that? No Sanctuary is a really great episode because it's exciting. It has tons of zombies. It has Carol, her transformation that seems natural after it happens into becoming this super badass female warrior from where she was at the beginning of the series, which is hopeful for her and really great for her character. It has the group being reunited again, and it has Rick and Carl being reunited with Judith, doesn't it? So you have, with No Sanctuary, you have an amazing episode that's exciting. It touches on the heart with Judith and Rick being reunited. It has Rick forgiving Carol for what she had done before with killing Karen and David. It has Carol completing her transformation to go from that victim with Ed to that powerful woman that would absolutely kill Ed in a tenth of a second in her current evolved form. And so it's got a mix of a lot of the things that no other Walking Dead episode probably ever has. Season 7 premiere is great, but it's not hopeful in that way. It doesn't have that right mixture. Too Far Gone is great, but it also doesn't have that right mixture. No Sanctuary feels like a triumph because it has the mix of the darkness with the light, and then the light ascending to a higher level with Carol. There you go. That's my answer for why No Sanctuary is probably voted as the best episode ever. Yeah, I don't think it's my favorite episode ever, but I have to agree it's one of the best. It's one of the best episodes ever. Plus, it has the foreshadowing with the guy with the bat, and then you have Glenn there. That was awesome. I knew it was coming, man. So let's say Sick as Malaria says Chris Jericho has a bit right now where he banned the fans from coming to wrestling events. So funny as a storyline in place of the corona precautions. I am a huge Jericho fan. He's also Canadian too. I love the list. I even copied his list thing for one thing. You just made the list. That was fun. He's great, man. He's probably a role model to me and kind of what I do here with you guys on YouTube. I think Jericho's awesome. Yeah, absolutely. He's one of the best. Very underrated. One of the best of all time for sure. What else we got here? So we don't want to get too into the wrestling stuff. We're going to lose everybody. We're talking wrestling. It's supposed to be Walking Dead, Trev. What the hell? Wild Liver 1212 says, Trev, is No Way Out still your favorite episode of any TV series ever, or has that changed for Wild Liver? I guess I would say Rick's final episode is my favorite episode of a TV series ever. At this point, his last episode of What Comes After, Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 5. And it wins because of the scene with Herschel and Rick, because you have a scene where you have the fatherly figure, your wise old man type of character guiding Rick and just a sense of it's going to be okay. And that's meta to the rest of us because it's like, oh, are we still going to have Walking Dead? Rick's leaving. What's going to happen? Oh my God. And then you just need Herschel to tell us it's going to be okay. Right. Like it's all good. Anyway, the sunrise, whatever. Oh man, that's awesome. So yeah, so I'll go with Rick's last episode now as the best episode ever. For me anyway, I guess. But No Way Out was amazing too at its time, man. It was so great. What else we got? So, okay, let's see what we got here. So the only thing missing in that episode was Glenn rather than Sasha. I liked her, but Glenn would have been better. Right. If they would have been able to get Stephen Yeun to come back to be Glenn with Rick and the others. It's kind of a shame that he's kind of washed his hands with Walking Dead, but you can understand why. His death was brutal. It was savage. It was, it kind of felt wrong in some ways, right? And so I get it, but I'm happy that Stephen Yeun is going to get to voice Invincible, which is one of Kirkman's other best comic book series he's ever done, just like Walking Dead, but a superhero type of angle. And he's going to be the voice of Invincible, which is great because his voice is really fills you with hope and positivity and everything like that. And ever since he's been gone, I feel like something in The Walking Dead has been missing a bit. Ezekiel does an okay job with that, but not quite as good as Stephen Yeun as Glenn. Hey, Sola, how you doing, man? You just joined in now, so we got about 280 people, so that's cool. We'll keep right on going. Cacturino says, Trev, will you review El Camino and Better Call Saul? Well, I'll watch it. I like it, but I don't know if I'll actually put the hour to 2 hours each episode into posting reviews for it. It is a lot of work to do the reviews and everything and post them. It takes time. Some people like Ozark, yeah, Frank as well. That Ghost, thanks for another super chat, Ghost. He says, have we discussed why Magna got lip injections? Okay, sorry that Ghost. No, we have not investigated where Magna is getting, or can we say Alicia too for fear, where they're getting their lip injections done now. Maybe Strand's got a side business going. I can picture him doing that, right? It's like zombie apocalypse beauty boutique, right? So Chris Butter Akos says, and thanks for super chat, Chris. He says, we have a king, a princess, and a court jester, Eugene. Yeah, that's true. I like that. That's good. Yeah, I didn't really think about it, but Ezekiel's the king and you have the princess. It kind of feels like eventually, instead of Mercer in the TV series, they might do a Princess Ezekiel thing. I could see that also because Michonne's not there, so you can't have Ezekiel and Michonne like they did the line, maybe in another universe. The reason why they had Michonne say maybe in another universe to Ezekiel is because in the comic universe, Michonne and Ezekiel are together, and they're a couple long-term. So maybe in the TV series, if Ezekiel heals from his thing, which I think he will, then you have maybe Princess and Ezekiel. They are kind of positive, and he does kind of like her positivity with the walkers around with their their jobs and stuff that she's given them to do, which is kind of fun. Francisco says, miss the old days when we would ask about Morales. What do you mean the old days? Someone brought him up earlier today. Yeah, so that's never changed, right? Morales will always be with us, right? Yeah, Robert says Morales is still in our hearts. He's doing a spin-off series. What happened with Morales from the time that he leaves Helicopter Boy and up until we see him as the savior, right? It'd be like a comedy show. This can't work at all. Right. Yeah. That ghost is drunk. Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah. If you're just joining, happy Easter to any of you guys. If you're just kind of coming on now, thanks for spending some time with me on Easter here. It's fun. Rock Universe likes it. Josh Giles says, that was a super chat. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate it. Trev, how cool would it be if Dwayne, Morgan's son, is the Iron Mask Man? Yeah, it would be cool. I like that idea. So for you guys, let's mansplain this for you guys. So one of the theories is that the guy in the mask with the commas, with the shows up to help out, it looks like to help out Aaron and Alden, maybe to help out, maybe not, could possibly be Dwayne, which is Morgan's son. Now, Morgan did confirm earlier that Dwayne was dead, but is it possible Morgan was out of his mind and didn't know what he was saying because he was in clear mode? Yes, it is. It's absolutely possible that Dwayne could still be alive out there somewhere, and that Morgan doesn't know what he's saying or didn't know what he was saying or whatever. So you could do that, actually, and that could be a good way to kind of get him over that he's Morgan's son and that whole thing. So that could be kind of cool. But do I think it is? No. I would kind of lean towards maybe it's one of Maggie's guys coming to help out, so that makes sense to me. Or maybe someone from the Commonwealth scouting, like a Mercer or something like that. I like those different ideas, or a new character altogether, right? Coco Explosion says, do you drink, Trev? I do, but right now I'm just drinking coffee with you guys. And I don't drink too much as far as alcohol goes. I got some Bacardi Black downstairs. I got it on sale because it has the bat. The bat is the emblem. So I mentioned that a few times. I like that. That's fun. So it's like no one wants to buy it because it's got a black bat on it. I'm like, I'll buy it. I went to a dollar store and they had one box of Kleenex left a month ago and it was opened. And so I grabbed it on the shelf. It was the only one on the whole shelf. I brought it up to the register. I said, hey, can I buy this? And the lady at the register said, like, okay, I guess I can sell it to you, but I don't think you should. And I'm like, well, I will. So I bought an opened mini box of Kleenex from the dollar store because it was the only one in the whole store they had left. And we were almost out of toilet paper. So 526, Chris Leon says, Trev, show us your guinea pigs. Well, this is a web camera. If it was not a web camera, I would pick it up and bring you around and show you what's going on downstairs. We got the guinea pigs. We got the rabbit. We got Shadow in the backyard. She's a alley cat that I just feed and try to take care of. Keep her out of the garbage. Here's some food so you don't go into the garbages because that's kind of nasty, right? She helped me earlier. We were cleaning the backyard, some sticks and stuff, and she runs around and stuff, so that's fun. But she's a tough little bitch, too. When the other cats come on our territory, her tail fluffs up like this, and she goes at him, right? she runs at him, and it rips him to shreds, right? She's going at him. It's vicious. It's like my territory, right? Cats are territorial. Outdoor cats. Alley cats fight to the burger, man. They fight fucking like, if you ever want to see a fight and you see two alley cats going at it, holy shit. They rip each other to shreds. They whoop that ass on each other, man. They will claw the shit out of each other. They're scary, man. When they get feral, dude, they're very scary. I just kick them. Mess with my shadow. I run at them. I just give them a kick, a little bit of a kick. Get out of here. Usually when I run up to them, they run off after a little while. So it's like it's what it is. Anyway, let's stop talking about cats, outdoor cats. Back to Walking Dead. Okay, so Overrace Gamer says Q&A, Trev. Hey Trev. So what's up with the Michonne new series, bro? Thanks. I love you as well. We mansplained it earlier in this video Overrace. It's rumored right now that we could see a Michonne series, limited run series, from the time she leaves in the Walking Dead TV series to the time she meets Rick in the movies. But everything right now is on pause, right? For everything's on pause, basically. So we'll see how long this whole TS19 world situation lasts. I hope it isn't more than another couple months at the max, and then we can get kind of some things going again here with Walking Dead, and we can have the usual fun and all that kind of stuff. Because otherwise, I don't know if we should do like a weekly live stream still. I'm not sure. We'll have to see if you guys want to. If there's enough to kind of hang out and talk about for half an hour to an hour, maybe we can each week. We can still do it. I'll do a review, or kind of an afterthoughts on Friday night after we get to see Negan's new show with the with family. Friday night and with the Morgans is the name of the show, right? So we'll do that. So we'll be back on Friday for that, and I'll still make some videos this week, and we'll do some TS19 videos too. Maybe some conspiracy videos for Event 201. I want to do one Event 201 and why it's my opinion TS19 is not a naturally occurring virus. Basically because people had knowledge of it prior, which isn't possible if it's naturally occurring, right? You shouldn't have knowledge this thing is going to hit right before it does, unless it's just a coincidence, which I don't think it is. Digimon Games says, hey, Trev, why you don't do reviews about the best documentaries about conspiracy UFO-like documentaries from Stephen Greer or Bob Lazar? Thank you. Well, that's a good idea. Maybe I will. I want to do one. I want to do Trev Reacts to Buzz Aldrin punching Bart Sabrell in the face. You guys ever seen that video? Buzz Lightyear, Star Command, punches Bart Sabrell in the face. You guys know who Bart Sabrell is? He did the moon landing conspiracy video. A funny thing happened on the way to the moon, and he kept going after Buzz Lightyear, Star Command. He's got a Toy Story character named after him, right? These Masons are all over the damn place. But anyway, Buzz Aldrin he's a freaking legend. He's a hero. But he's also a Mason, and he's also a Toy Story character, right? So you have Bart's going after him, and he wants to get Buzz to say that they didn't really go and they didn't really walk in the moon, they didn't really land on the moon. And he keeps going after him, and then Buzz punches him in the face. Boom! So he's talking. Whoa! I want to do Trev Reacts video to Buzz Aldrin punching Bart Sabrell in the face. I think that's going to be classic. Let's do that. That's going to be fun. Robert Frank 615, as usual. Thanks, Robert. Okay, man, I keep telling you every week, you got to stop doing that, right? But thank you. But next week, just send me the questions. No super chat required. Totally out of the box, Trev. But do you think Maggie could turn heel on the group? She's not going to be happy Negan is out of his cell and teaming up with Carol and Daryl on occasion. So that's true, Rob. So do you think Maggie could become a villain, is what Rob's saying? So she's not going to be happy that Negan is out of his cell. She might put Negan back in his cell again. And so I can't see anyone mansplaining or Carol-splaining to Maggie that, oh, hey, Negan killed Alpha, the leader of the Whisperers, so he's earned his freedom now. She's going to be like, what? No, back in your cell. I don't fucking think so. there's going to be some shit going on there. So, but do I think they could make Maggie a villain? She actually could be an awesome villain because she's been rather bitchy the last couple of years ever since Glenn was killed, which rightfully so. You're a widow, stuff like that. Your husband is killed at a young age. Rightfully so. You're a bit aggressive, overly aggressive. Are widows overly aggressive? I've never read the psychology on widows. I don't know, but you tend to think maybe they would be, right? Maybe they would be a bit aggressive sometimes because the world has sort of taken away their love, so it's kind of wronged them, right? So, yeah, man. Let's see here. So could they make Maggie a villain? The only reason why I'll say I don't think so, Rob, is because the thing is they need more heroes, right? I mean, you have Daryl and Carol, but you need other people there. Now that Michonne's gone too, it feels already weird when you have Kelly and Connie and Magna's group getting so many scenes and so much screen time. You kind of feel like when Maggie comes back, she has to be a strong lead, good guy, and to make her. But she did come out when they announced her returning. She did come out with the Negan bat and stuff from the audience. I freaking love that, right? That was great. NWO style. She came out through the audience. Nobody got it. I got it. It was great. So I love that. So could Maggie be a bad guy? I never considered it, but I'll tell you what. If you're right, you can come back and say, "I told you so, Trev." They made Maggie a villain when she came back because of Negan. That's going to be really fun. Bryce, thanks for the super chat, Bryce. He says, Q&A, what do you think about the Commonwealth versus the CRM? Also, do you think Judith will get Carl's comic ending? So for Bryce, okay, so will Judith likely get Carl's comic book ending? We're a few years off from getting close to that point. If they ended in season 13 or 12, yes, I think she probably would. That would probably be her ending, would be Judith's Judith grown up. She's got her own family. She's got a farmhouse. She's got a farm, and she's reading a book to her daughter, something like this. Yeah, that's probably accurate. You're probably safe with that one. I agree with that one, most likely. But I think The Walking Dead might go on further because I don't think AMC is going to want to let it go. I think they're going to want to keep it going. I think it just makes sense. Even if they have to cut back on costs, you have Daryl and Carol go to New Mexico, and then you do that. That probably makes more sense. But as far as the Commonwealth versus the CRM, yeah, the CRM looks pretty fearsome. So they took Rick. They're probably experimenting on him or doing something with him. I'm thinking a Dr. Frankenstein-esque Day of the Dead type of Walking Dead character there for that. And then what could they do after that? I like the Elites idea. I think you like we had a thing. You could do some Elite of the Dead. They did that in what movie did Romero do? Was it Land of the Dead, where they had like an elite super class and knew what was going to happen or something like this, and we're sitting pretty at the end of the world, like Andrea says to the governor, something like that. But anyway, CRM looks pretty fearsome. The Commonwealth will probably have to rise to the occasion to face them because they probably won't be able to do it just without it. And then we have, a couple more here, and thank you guys. So we got Rob's. That one was good. Mr. Krabs says, you excited for Fear the Walking Dead, aka the Morgan or Alicia show? What did I call it before? And thanks for the super chat there. Oh yeah. What did I call Fear before? Didn't I call it Morgan and his amazing friends, right? That's what I call it. Iceman and Firestar. There was a Spider-Man series it was 70s or 60s. It was called Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. And then you had Firestar. She's got like the red hair, and she comes in and I think she shoots fire everywhere. Fire and ice. And then you have Iceman, and he comes in and he does the thing. Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. So I did call Fear Morgan and His Amazing Friends for a while there. I moved away from that now because Morgan's like, just got shot in the chest. Looks like he's going to die. And we probably won't, but so I'd say that John is Iceman and Alicia's Firestar. Yeah, that makes sense. So am I excited for it? No, I'm not excited for it though. Oh yeah, because is it going to get done? That's the problem, right? I don't know how many episodes they actually filmed. I think they only filmed maybe a few episodes, maybe somewhere between 3 to maybe 5 or 6 episodes, maybe 7 episodes, probably not, probably 4 or 5 or 6, something like that. So I don't think they finished the first half of filming for Fear. I don't think so. So am I excited for it? Not really. I mean, I am because I want to see Morgan live, but I'm not really like, normally excited for it because I'm not certain we're going to get to see like a whole season. They might have to cut it short or something. I don't know what's going to happen here with this whole COVID thing. If it stretches into the summer and into the fall, we can pretty much probably say at best case scenario, we might see like 4 or 5 episodes of Fear, and that's it. That's our season 6, I guess, sorta, until next year, unless they scrap it or something. They probably won't scrap it once they put the money into it. Aiden Keene, thanks for the buck. Aiden, do you have a question, man? You can send it through if so. And that's Canadian, right? So that's fellow Canadian. That's cool. Stephen Klein, thanks, Steve, for the super chat. He says, do you think Madison is still alive or is it all hype? For Steve, man, sorry, brother. I don't think Madison's still alive. No, I think it's mostly hype. Burn face Madison. That could be cool if they do something like that, where they have her come back, but she's disfigured or something, or just looks different. I'd love to see it, man, if they would do it, but I think they're just messing with us. They had said in the post for the trailer, who will rise from the ashes? So it's sort of like the Phoenix idea with Madison. Yeah, I don't think they're going to do it. So Wild Liver says, Trev, can Fear recover at this point? Can it recover season 6 after it had a halt production after like 4 or 5 episodes or whatever? They can probably do like a limited season if we get back to work in the next couple months. If we don't get back to work in the next 2 months, I don't know what they're going to do, man. They might have to do like a half season or just show like 5 episodes. And then if that happens, original Walking Dead's going to get pushed to next year. And so, yeah, man, lots of stuff going on. Trev, you should check out a new show called Gangs of London. Okay, Solo, I'll at least keep that in mind. I almost missed one from Audio H. Thanks, Audio, who said, do you think, is a super chat, do you think Negan will have Lucille 2.0 in 16? What happened to Lucille 2.0? Didn't he have it, and then all of a sudden it looked like he didn't? I would think that if Negan's going to battle, he's going to bring Lucille with him. Yes. So I think in episode 16, Negan will probably have Lucille. I'm looking forward to and anticipating a confrontation between Negan and Beta. I want to see that because I want to see Beta see Negan and be like, you did this to her, and then charge at him and stuff and whoop his ass a little bit. Maybe give Daryl a chance to come in behind and I don't know, maybe he picks up Lucille and he whacks Beta with it, or he shoots him with a crossbow, or he I don't know, cuts him with a knife or something in the back, something like that. That could be cool, man. Negan and Daryl versus Beta. Yeah, that'd be a good one. So I think I got all the super chats for now. Are we caught up? Yeah, okay, we're caught up. Okay, that's good. So let's just keep going here. So is the real Lucille still by the tree, says Fizzhawk. I would think that these survivors would have taken the real Lucille as a trophy, don't you think? But I guess we are to assume maybe it is still out there near the tree. Maybe you're right. But you'd think they'd taken it and brought it back with them. Wild Liver wants to know, Travis, Fear still your second favorite series? Or is it your favorite series, second favorite series on right now? Right now it is, because Game of Thrones ended, and the last season of Game of Thrones was a cluster F. What other series are really good right now that we like? Z Nation ended. Stranger Things. I love Stranger Things too, but Fear might still be my favorite. I get really pumped for Fear. I like to watch the 16 episodes. Stranger Things is super strong, but you watch it all within a week or a few days and then it's done. So, yeah, I guess Fear is my second favorite series for me right now after the original Walking Dead series. But, I love zombie stuff, so it's what it is. Hey, Andrew Ortiz is here. Oh, that's cool. Where the hell you been, man? You've been gone for what? I don't know. I'm not going to hold you to it. Anyway, it's nice of you to stop by. How you doing, man? Okay, says Trev, have you ever thought about making a playthrough of Telltale's The Walking Dead? No. It just would take too long. It means that I wouldn't make normal videos for like a couple weeks probably, and I'm not going to do that. No, I'm going to do this with you guys and have more fun doing that. As cool as the games are, I'm sure they're fine, but no, I'm not going to do that. Not at this point. Plus, aren't the games done now? Aren't all the Walking Dead games done? I'm pretty sure they're done, right? So it's what it is. So what do you think was Negan's reaction to Rick's supposed death? So, yeah, that's true. We never got to see Negan sort of respond to Rick's death because they think Rick is dead right now, right? They don't know that Rick is elsewhere. Michonne does, but the others don't know that yet. So, yeah, we never got to see Negan respond to that, or any of the others really respond to that either. I don't think Negan would have actually been happy to hear that Rick was killed. Maybe that's one that you guys should ask JDM on Friday if they allow for questions. Send that to JDM on Twitter. take that and send that to JDM and say, how do you think Negan would have felt about Rick supposedly dying? I think he would have been probably not actually that happy or anything. I think he actually would have felt sorry, because there's a thing that happens with guys when guys fight. They gain a mutual respect for each other. At least a lot of times they do. They don't always, but a lot of times when guys fight it out, they gain some kind of respect for one another, and then they're okay with each other afterwards. I kind of feel like Negan respects Rick, even if he kind of hates him sometimes, right? Something like that. Yeah. Let's see what we got here. So is Z Nation really good? Christine wants to know. No, it's not. Is it really good? No, it's not really good. It's okay at best. It's like probably a 6 or 7 type of series. It's fun, but it's not great. No. And some more people want to see Better Call Saul stuff from me. Maybe we could. We'll see, man. I got to get caught up on it because I haven't been watching it week to week, but I do enjoy Better Call Saul. I do like it. Maybe we could do some reviews for that in the meantime. We'll see what we're going to fill time with. I don't know. We also don't know how long this quarantine is going to last for. Hopefully not too long. Maybe another month or two at best. That would be good. So Jamaica7 Root says, Trev, you got to watch The Kingdom on Netflix. Or The Last Kingdom. So I have heard some good things about Kingdom, which is, what is it? Korean zombie apocalypse show, something like that. It sounds pretty good. I might have to check it out. I haven't seen it yet, but I have to check it out. Joshua Gardner, how you doing, Josh? You made it to the live stream. Yes, you did. That's good. And we got 300 people now, so that's great. So I guess we'll keep right on going. We're at the hour mark now, so that's cool. Let's see. Game of Thrones is Trev's second favorite. It was Rock Universe. It was. I'm just so sad at the way they trashed it at the end. That really made me really sad to see it go that route. Yeah, I mean, what was Kit Harington? He checked into rehab after and that kind of stuff. I think they said it was for drinking and stuff, but it's like, yeah, but when you put that many years into something and then you get an ending like that, your character gets trashed. You're going to feel depressed about that, man, because you're going to identify with your character to a degree. It's like saying Andrew Lincoln wouldn't have been sad after Carl was killed. It's like, come on, man. You want to tell me he wasn't sad, like he didn't care? I'm sure he did. I'm sure he probably cried a few tears after that, because it's just like, oh, shit, Chandler's done. It's like, oh, that sucks, man. Gator fan 2232 says, hey, Trev, this was super chat. Thanks for doing this and hanging with us. Just wanted to say Better Call Saul is awesome and so much better than I expected. Happy Easter. So happy Easter to you too, Gator fan. Yeah, man, I may have to check out Better Call Saul because I have seen all the other seasons prior to this one, and we might have some time, so maybe I'll do that. Yeah, so Corano Reyes says, Madison is alive. Trust me, she's in season 6. So I want to trust you, man, Coro, but I just don't know, man. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. We'll watch season 6 through some of it, and I'll get back to you on whether or not. If you're right, then you're right. That's good. So Aiden Keen only have $1.30. Sorry, brother. Well, send me your question anyway, and I'll try to get it here. So I don't have a question. He says, okay, all right. If you don't have a question, you don't have a question. That's cool. I'm not going to pester you for a question, but yeah, so that's cool. Yeah, and keep sending through your guys' questions for me. Anything you guys got? Okay, let's take. Have you heard of the Beth spinoff in development? Says H.E. Pennypacker. H.E. Pennypacker, that's not a thing. A Beth spinoff. Would you shut it? Okay, that's bullshit. I know it, right? What is it? Like a reality sing-along, Beth on tour? Come on. Okay, let's keep it together here. Maybe she could join for an episode of Friday Night with the Morgans. Maybe that'd be cool. But they're not doing a Beth series. Would you shut it? Come on. Let's not get carried away here, guys. Okay, let's see. Okay, we got, hi, Trev, love your video. This is from Israel Albernin, who says, me and my wife, Olga, and Tiana said hi from Allentown, PA, USA. So, hey, man, how you doing, Israel? That's cool. Okay, what else we got here? The Game of Thrones last season was horrible. Yes, it was. Absolutely agreed. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so Digimon Games says, hi, Trevor, web developer. What do you think, or what do you think how we should be prepared for the economic recession? So, okay, let's entertain that question because I think it's a good question, and then we'll get back to Walking Dead. So, about kind of what we're dealing with here with this current recession as a result of the COVID. Well, I think it all depends on. Trev, please read Anita's super chat. Did I miss one? Maybe I missed one. Let's go back here. Okay, we got Gator fans. Oh, right. Okay. All right, Anita. So thanks. I appreciate that. Sorry, Anita. I almost missed it. Anita did a super chat, so that takes precedence. Says they should have made Beth beta for shock value. What? What? Like he takes off the mask and it's Beth underneath. How does that make sense? What is she on stilts or something? You guys just let this like Beth is like a female Morales in some ways, right? It's like you just let it go. It's like Team Delusional that wanted to save Beth, Beth died. They identify with Beth, and they're just so heartbroken that Beth died. So about the current recession now that we're going through in real life, right? So, man, this is tricky, right? Basically, we don't even know where we are right now in real life. That's the thing. The economy, the world economy, doesn't know where it is because it's gotten its ass handed to it by COVID. And we're still kind of, even though we're making some progress to slow it down and do everything we're doing, which is great, it's still whooping our ass a little bit, because even 5 or 6% increases per day still eventually means if that keeps going forever, everybody has it at some point. So in a month from now or 2 months, it'd be like 10 million or something. So let's hope that doesn't happen, right? Let's hope it continues to slow down further and further and then stops entirely. But how that's going to affect our world economy is like you can't know ahead of time. You can't predict what's going to happen with the economy now, with jobs, with the slowdowns. Like, here's one thing I'm going to ask you guys. Do they have lineups where you guys go shopping at? Do you have to wait to get in the store? Do you have to wait 20 minutes to check out? Do you have to wait to go into a certain aisle to buy stuff? And how is that slowdown going to affect our lives when you can't even easily go into a store and just buy stuff and leave? You have to wait in line just to even get in. So Overray said, yes, I do when they go shopping. Yeah, like who here goes shopping and doesn't have to wait in a lineup or something? And what's the population of where you live? And how is that going to affect the economy when people cannot just go and buy stuff, when they have to actually wait in line just to even get into the store, to even be able to look at stuff, to even think about whether or not they even want to buy it or not? And how is that going to affect our whole economy? Andrew says NYC is worst at the moment, or is still worse. Yeah, it's really crazy, man. What's going to happen to the whole world now because of this slowdown? I'm projecting, am I a bull on anything right now in markets? Not really. I don't think, I think that everything's going to be repriced to this slow economy we're going to have. And it's not going to be as fast as it was before. And it won't likely be at the same price or same value as it was before. Houses are going to be worth less. Stocks are going to be worth less. Jobs are going to be different, probably worth less. You might get paid less because it's slower, so you can't have the same productivity, right? So there's a lot of things that this is going to affect. We'll see what happens. Matt Dumbrick says, I work at a self-checkout, and it is a clusterfuck. So thanks for the super chat there, Matt. Right, it is a clusterfuck, right, Matt? Because you're trying to sort traffic and try to keep people distanced from each other. And, man, it's just, it takes forever to check out. And it's like, it's weird. And, you have people trying to tell, oh, if you go to a store and you go down this aisle and you miss something, you can't go back. You got to go forward to follow the stuff. It's like, what is going on here? It feels a little bit like you're in a tyrannical Nazi Germany orderly kind of system. It's like, you can't go back there. You go, no, you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to go back in the store. You got to go out, wait again, come all the way back in again or something. It's like, I don't know how that's going to affect our system, but I can't think that it's going to be good. The only way I can see it being okay for the system is if the governments print so much money that they cause hyperinflation, which causes the dollars to be pumped like crazy everywhere, which causes a reduction in the value of the dollar, meaning that your economy will go up, your economy will go back up because the hyperinflation is going to print so much that boom, it's going to knock it up over here. So it's going to create a false increase, which we might see because governments are already doing their printing and handing out their, so people can pay their rent and people can do their stuff. So the effects of coronavirus on our world economy is going to be drastic. I don't want to sound like it's going to be all doom and gloom. I'm sure it'll be okay for everybody, but it's probably going to take, it's going to change things with speed for sure. Speed is going to be different. So, yeah, man, it's really weird. Jinma says, Trev, do you think the government created anime to keep the population low? Stupid shit. I don't know, man. Some dumb stuff that you guys sent to me. Okay, let's see what we got here. Trev, will Alden and Aaron's plot armor in episode 16 piss you off? A little bit. It already feels like it's kind of pissing me off already, because it's pretty clear in that moment when they're surrounded by the Whispers, they probably should not win that fight. Now, Aaron, maybe he could because he's experienced, and maybe the Whispers are not that good. But Alden, I would think maybe he can handle himself a little bit, but he should at least get stabbed or partially shot or something like this as a result of what's happening there. I don't think they should be able to beat all those Whispers by themselves and come out unscathed. I think they should get a little bit hurt for what's happening there. Let's see what else we got here. Anime keeps the population low by turning people gay, says Mackie. Oh my goodness. Okay. Can you please check out my Walking Dead reboot series on YouTube from Walker Dead? I don't have time to go through. I get a lot of requests from people to check out projects of theirs. I'm happy for any of you guys who do stuff, but I don't always have time to go through everything like that. Trev, what was your life like as a young boy? The Ghost Man says. Well, I'll tell you guys a little bit about what my life was like when I was younger. I played sports. I played every sport there was, especially hockey in Canada every year. I played hockey for 7 years. I pretty much have a black belt. I basically have a brown belt with 3 red stripes. I was doing my weapons training, and I decided to not continue and quit, basically. Hang out with friends, stuff like that. Lots of sports. Let's see. I did okay in school. High school was fun, and college was good. University was really difficult, but made me a man, I'd say, or the man I am. And so, yeah, so that's pretty much a rundown, of looking back. So, but I love computers too, and geeky stuff like that, and comic series and karate, Mark. But I love how I got into Walking Dead and comics and stuff. I always loved zombie stuff when I was younger, and I always loved comics. And so when I started the YouTube channel, I did a lot of different stuff for Dragon Ball, comics, figures, stuff like that. And then the Walking Dead comic series caught my attention because it was vastly better than any other comic that was being done at that time, I felt like. And so then I started making a bunch of videos for the comics. Eventually, the Walking Dead TV series aired on Halloween. Jess and I went to a Halloween party to watch the premiere with some friends at a bar, and it was really great. I really loved it. And then I started doing reviews for that after the first episode. That same night when I got home, I did my first review for Walking Dead TV series on the first night that it aired. And then I just kept going with that. And season 2 is when it really started to become very popular. And then they started Talking Dead around season 2 as well. And then I just basically kept going with you guys each year. And, that brings us up to where we're at right now. So, yes, contrary to popular belief, I did make videos before Talking Dead. Some people sometimes think that I copied Talking Dead or something. No, I did it before Talking Dead. And you can back check it if you really want to. Let's see what we got here. Travis Tobias alive, probably somewhere. Tobias is not the new Morales. Let it go. No way Alpha is better. No way Alpha is better. Confirmed. OMG. Alpha or Beta is better, or Alpha Beta better. I don't know. It depends which. It depends which kind you like. Do you like Alpha as a villain better than Beta? I think they're both really good. So I don't know. It's up to you what you like. Okay, let's see what we got here. Is Connie alive? Yes. Do you enjoy camping and hiking, etc.? Travis says Jamie. I do. I like camping and drinking. Usually camping just means drinking a lot. So getting really wasted, drinking like a 26er and sleeping for like 16 hours. That's what I know of camping. It's just a place to go out and get wasted, right? So yeah, but I do like doing that. But I like hanging out with you guys more. Let's put it that way. Let's see what else we got. Beta could survive in the season 11 Wild Liver. Yeah, I think that Beta could probably survive in the season 11. Yeah, I think so. So Willie, I don't know. I guess it depends on whether or not Negan and Daryl can best him and kill him. I guess I'll predict that I think he will survive in the season 11. So yeah, let's see what else we got here. Trev, do you think Morgan will make it? From Donnie T. Yeah, I think Morgan will survive. I do. But they at least raised the question in my mind of whether or not they could kill Morgan off in the Fear season 6 premiere. And God, I hope they do not. Let's see. Okay. Trev, I have to agree with Forbes' article on Fear. It's hard to trust in the same showrunners that gave us Martha, but the trailer does look good and terrifying. It does look good, Marlon. I think it looks good. Yeah, absolutely. Who deserves to kill Beta, Wild Liver? Well, I don't know. Who could avenge Gamma? Maybe Aaron, someone like that. That could be a good one. But who deserves to kill Beta? I mean, they all kind of do for what Beta's kind of done and taken them out of their homes and everything and wants to kill them all. So whoever gets it will be doing a job for everybody because Beta is a monster. So, yeah, absolutely. Let me see what other questions I had prepared ahead of time. Okay, let's see. Genomic characterization and epidemiology of 2019 novel coronavirus, implications for virus origins, researches. Okay, what are you saying? Searches L-carotene comes up. Okay, I'm not sure, J-Spot, where are you going with that? Okay, let's see what else we got here. All right, let's check the question sheet that I had set up ahead of time. Wild Liver wants to know, Travis, Carol as strong as she used to be? I think she's probably almost as strong as she used to be, yeah, or at least very strong still. I would think so, yeah. Okay, let's see here. Okay, let's see what other questions we have here that I prepared ahead of time. Okay, Ash Williams said, so Trev, does it look like Fear the Walking Dead is going to be renewed for season 7 and possibly a season 8? I think so. Now, they have stopped doing Talking Dead after Fear, right? They don't always do Talking Dead after Fear the Walking Dead. They do it after, like, the important episodes, I think, the premiere, maybe the finale, but they don't always do Talking Dead after. So they did change that. Let's see. I think Fear will continue for at least a few more years, yeah. I'm thinking season 7, yeah, probably. Season 8, maybe, and then around that time might be about it for Fear, but we'll see about that report. I would not be surprised if Fear went on for even another year after that. And if it got 10 seasons, that would be really good for Fear. Like, that would be a really long run for Fear. I don't know if it can get 10 years full on, but I think possibly if season 7 and 8 makes sense. And then after that, if they want to wrap it up at some point, okay. But if we're off here for a long time, then that could add to the time and take away from the number of seasons in total, right? Because it's kind of like when things are hot and they're strong, you want to kind of keep them going, keep the momentum going. And this slow up for everything in our lives is really going to affect momentum of a lot of different things. Thomas Farrar says, in the Fear Season 6 trailer, it looks like Althea fires a flare. Could she be signaling for the helicopter like Jadis did in the main show? Possibly. We don't know if Virginia's group is going to somehow cross over into the CRM very much, maybe a little bit. And if so, we'll have to see how much and just how that whole thing kind of plays out. Jack Goldberg says, pump the brakes. People are still dying left and right. People are dying alone with no one around for the virus in real life here. It's true that we have had some process here with the whole virus, the COVID situation, because it's slowing up a bit, but it's still spreading. It is. It hasn't stopped spreading or anything like that. So it is still spreading. But at least it's some good news for Jack that at least it is slowing up a bit. And then we'll have to see how much it does in the future. And then Soundwave Shadlow said, they will still make us take the vaccine they develop. Yeah, the vaccines will probably be mandatory, I think, for COVID. I would think so. And it'll probably get voted in that the vaccines will most likely be mandatory. And if you look at the pandemic Netflix series and the promotion pictures, which I've shown in videos, where they're injecting the globe, that seems to me to be the playbook of what they're showing you the whole idea is for COVID. The entire concept for COVID is inject, vaccinate the whole planet, vaccinate everybody. That's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to result in. Galaxy Grave said a super chat who said, good evening. So, hey, Galaxy, how you doing, man? Thanks for the super chat. If you have a question, you can go ahead and send it to me that you want to ask. And I don't think I missed any other super chats. No, I didn't. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, the self-checkout one being a clusterfuck. That was funny. Okay, let's see what else we got here. There will never be a vaccine, says Ryan Lennon. I think Gates might already have a vaccine to COVID already. He probably had it ahead of time before they even released it or anything if it was man-made. The vaccine, he said that it would be about 1.5 to 2 years for the vaccine for everybody. So fair enough if he's accurate, and it's about 1.5 years from now to 2 years for vaccinations for COVID for everybody, then fine. It's just, man, it's really hard to trust him and to trust what they're doing. If some of you guys might not understand why I keep bringing Gates up all the time with COVID, because he's generally a computer guy, Microsoft guy, and a lot of people are not familiar with his philanthropic work and that whole thing, and how Masons do their black and white on the checkerboard floor, where they pretend to do charity work and they help and they do stuff on the surface, and in the background they do some dark shit. That's their SOP, by the way, for Masons, if you guys don't know. They do philanthropic work and charity work on the surface, and then the balance is on the dark side. They do some nasty shit and help control and manage things for the pyramid and the way things go. So that's basically how it works. Bill Gates is all over COVID. Everything you look at, he's somehow involved with everything. If you look at the World Health Organization, if you watch CNN videos on COVID, there he is. If you look at Event 201, there he is. If you look at TED Talks prior about a possible pandemic flu-like virus, there he is. He's all in that. If you want to look at stuff about the Spanish flu, there he is talking about the Spanish flu and how many people are killed and all this stuff. He's everywhere with the COVID thing. So you cannot avoid this guy. It seems to me he's probably chosen to be the liaison or the supervillain or the superhero. One of however this narrative plays out in the way that the pyramid sees real life. They kind of see real life events in the news and everything the same kind of way you might see a TV series. They kind of look at it as actors in a play, and they're different Masons. They get to go and do the play. The moon landings is a good example of that. If you look at the moon landings, Buzz Aldrin, which, yeah, I love him punching Bart Sibrel in the face, but Bart's right. Buzz Aldrin is like an actor, and he even said in Bart Sibrel's interview that we're passengers going on a journey. He's getting defensive. He's apologizing for it because he knows that they went up, but did they walk around on the moon? No, they didn't. That was a movie. That was a play. The way the elites see our society is they see it as a play. September 11th was a movie. You were watching a play. You were watching a predetermined agenda to get into the Middle East and to do Iraq and to do Afghanistan, to do all the stuff they wanted to do anyway. And you're watching a movie ahead of time that takes you into it. So COVID ticks all the boxes, as David Icke would say. And he's absolutely right. It ticks every box that there was knowledge ahead of it happening beforehand. There was preparation beforehand. There was propaganda, such as Pandemic, the Netflix series, produced beforehand. There was Event 201 beforehand, which should not have taken place if it was natural ahead of time and then coming into this, right? So that's basically what you're looking at. So to give you a quick rundown of what's happening in the world right now, that's what's happening, okay? And that's where kind of, a lot of people are looking at this saying like, hey, that doesn't make sense. And it's not just Ike. There's a reason why, when Brian on London Real is doing videos on this, you have 100,000 people or 7 million people in a couple of days looking at this, because people are starting to notice that you're watching kind of a movie. Not that people aren't dying. People are dying. But the media and the news part of it is a movie. It's a show. And you're watching a show in the same vein as you're watching Walking Dead or Fear the Walking Dead or Game of Thrones. Literally, our news system, CNN, MSNBC, all these news, these Illuminati-based, propaganda machines, mind control machines are pumping the stuff out there. They're at Trump all the time. It seems to me they're trying to get Trump out. It looks like they're trying to get him out. And I'm not going to argue politics with people on whether or not he should be in or not. That's up to you. I'm not even American, so it really doesn't matter. I cannot vote in the States anyway. I have no stake in the game as far as that goes. But it appears to me, and it seems pretty obvious, that MSNBC, CNN, and the powers that be either like to beat up on Trump or they want him out one way or another, right? So that's what's going on, man. So that's what I can give you guys right now. In terms of where we're at and what's happening. What do they have coming next for us? We're going to have to wait and see. Some people have accused me. They say, well, Trev, it makes you feel better to think that the world is controlled by people and it isn't just chaos. Actually, it doesn't. I would much rather deal with chaos than Luciferians. Luciferians scare the bejesus out of me, especially when they do predictive programming and they put stuff out there ahead of time for what they're going to do, and then they do it, and then they celebrate their plague party with singing of Imagine and shit like this. So yeah, it's. I would rather this virus be just a natural occurrence and nobody knew ahead of time and no one had information ahead of time and that didn't happen. Unfortunately, that's not the data that we have. That's not reality. The data is such that people did have information ahead of time, and that's wrong for the simplistic worldview that it's naturally occurring. That is logically not fitting the data to say that it's natural if people knew. If people knew ahead of time and you can see too much information there, knowing too much, that's a problem, because if it's natural and just naturally occurring, then people should not have been aware ahead of time that this was going to happen, but they were. That's a problem. So that's a big time problem with your theory that it's naturally occurring and just whatever. That's a big problem, okay? It's the same as September 11th. And what is the Army General's name? I'll have to look it up, saying that, hey, we had this at the White House, we had this deal where it was saying we were going to go into Afghanistan, we were going to go into Iraq, we were going to here, there, and everywhere in the Middle East before September 11th happened. That's a problem, because you're just going to attack Iraq for no reason. Basically, the precursor to Iraq was September 11th. If September 11th didn't happen, they probably wouldn't have gone into Iraq in the same way. Maybe Bush would have just sent everyone in, but everyone might have gotten up in arms and be like, whoa, why are you attacking Iraq for no reason? Just because Saddam's an evil bastard and he has weapons of mass destruction, whatever, which it seems they didn't. If they did, they didn't use them. So, yeah. So you trace it on back, you move forward, you trace it through, you use logic, and you see what makes sense and what doesn't. Sometimes the official narratives don't make sense, unfortunately. And I think this is one of those times. Okay, let's back to Walking Dead stuff. Enough of the real world movie we're seeing right now. So, yeah. Okay, what we got here? At says, Trev, has Bill Gates been around alive for centuries? No, but I think his dad started the. Was it his dad who started it? Planned Parenthood organization, right? So he's, if you guys don't know too, the way Masons work, they explain this and they mansplain this in The Simpsons. You can become a Mason if your dad's a Mason. That's the way it works. So you go in if your dad's in, or if you save a Mason's life, you can go in. Or if you're invited to go in and you can serve the pyramid and serve the Masons, you can go in. That's how it works. That's why you have Homer. What's Homer's dad name in the Simpsons when he wants to join the Stonecutters? And what's Homer's dad's name? And he says, I'm a member. You guys have seen it. I'm a member, which means that Homer can become a member. We do. Who makes Steve Gutenberg a star? You guys haven't seen it, Simpsons. You haven't seen that when they're at the table and they do the thing. That's Masonry. That's Stonecutters, the Freemasons. That's what they do in real life, right? They just decide plans on how they're going to rule over the rest of us. Fake moon landings and do all this other shit. Yeah. Okay, what we got here? So Iraq has minerals and poppy fields, which fund our Black Ops missions. Maybe. I'm sure there's a lot of reasons why they went into Iraq, right? But destabilizing the Middle East is very important, I think, for our way of life, I would say. Okay, what we got? So, okay, let's try to get back. I guess I don't want to get too lost in the real darkness. Let's go back to the fictional darkness of Walking Dead for a little bit. Hey, don't knock the Masons. My hubby's one. So for Freeland, I have no beef. I've got 32nd degree Freemason subscriber. I have no beef. He asked me to join. I'm not joining, okay? But, I have no problem with the Masons. I have no beef with Freemasons. I don't even really have beef with the Illuminati. I don't have beef with the pyramid. The thing is that people allow them to do what they're doing, okay? If people were a little bit more disagreeable and they were able to trace things through a little bit better, they would not get away with the stuff they do. They get away with it because the sheeple allow them to. So if I have beef with anybody, I have beef with sheeple. I have beef with the sheep, because those are the people that allow this shit to go on. That's what I'm saying. Okay, what else we got here? Yeah, see you, Dwighty boy. Have a good night, man. And I'll probably wrap up pretty soon. What's backshots? I don't know what you're talking about. Sheeple, yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay. What else we got here? Okay. Let's see. 9/11 was a scam. Well, a lot of the stuff we see are scams. It's what it is. Oh, we did get a super chat. That ghost said, Trev, do you feel America is Canada's Mexico? Okay, I don't know what that is, that ghost, but I don't want to ignore you. So what are my thoughts on America as a whole? Well, America is, I guess, can I say it's the premier country in the history of the world? China is going to make a stab at it here in the next few decades, I think. But America is the most powerful nation that's ever existed, I suppose. And, it's a lot of things. It's R&D. It's got all kinds of new, inventions, very inventive, the entrepreneurial space, Silicon Valley, the technology that comes out of the United States. Their military is freaking fearsome. The United States' aircraft carriers are unbelievable. Their weaponry for their military is incredible, right? Drones and whatnot, whatever the hell else kind of crazy shit they have that they don't tell us. They have to keep a lot of stuff under wraps, and we can't know about all the different weaponry the U.S. will have because they can't let the other countries that they may get into it with know what they have as well. But yeah, man, and that's pretty much what I got to say about the States. I think it's, I almost regret that I didn't move there when I was younger. I kind of wish I did. You guys don't pay as much taxes as we do here. You make more money. It's cool. But then the only thing, you don't have health care. That's one thing you got to pay for that, right? Or get that through work or whatever. So, but yeah, man. I'm a big fan of the U.S. for sure. Galaxy Grave also sent through another super chat that I missed while I was ranting about the pyramid, who says, Carol Baskin started all of this. I don't know who that is. Is that a political person? The media is trash. Trump's right when he says that they don't have an impartial, fair media and news in the United States. He is right on that account. They don't. They have a slanted, controlled, agenda-based media. Definitely they do. There's no question about it. Okay, let's see here. Did I miss any others? I don't think so. And I guess we'll go. Can we do 2 hours? Can we do another half an hour? I don't know. Let's see if we can. I don't want to start ranting too much. Maybe I'll write down heads up for the video this week. We'll do the reaction video to Buzz Aldrin punching Bart Sobral because that's classic. Not that I have anything against Bart. I don't. Tiger King. Okay, yeah, I'll have to watch Tiger King and maybe we do a review of that because it sounds pretty good. Chris Butterakos wants to know, have you ever listened to Jesse Ventura? He's a big conspiracy guy. He's great. Huge fan of Jesse the Body Ventura, even from his wrestling days and everything. I love him as an announcer when he used to do it with Vince. I thought the two of them had a great back and forth deal. I think Jesse Ventura is very smart. I have utmost respect for the man. I think he does a great job, and I think he's got some serious balls doing some conspiracy stuff that he has done, which is great because it contributes and helps people kind of open their eyes and realize that the world runs on lies. It does not run on truth. And I'm sorry to tell you that, but we're all adults here, right? I don't think we have any viewers under the age of 13 or so. So if you're an adult now, it's time to find out that Santa Claus isn't real. It's time to find out that the world runs on lies. It does not run on truth. And I'm sorry to tell you that. But, it's like it's like your dad and mom calling you into the room, son or daughter, come on in. All right. We got to have a discussion, right? This Santa Claus thing. Yeah. Your dad was bringing you the stuff. This news thing in the States, this news thing and this worldview. Yeah, no, I'm sorry to tell you, man, but it's not true. Wait, Santa isn't real? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Santa isn't real, but the elites probably are. Okay, what else we got here? Mark M says mind control by media and Hollywood. Yes, they have their people in Hollywood. You have Jim Carrey on the Tonight Show who came out for Dumb and Dumber, and he does the all-seeing tongue where he does the all-seeing tongue where he sticks his tongue out at everybody and everybody laughs. And then he's got the Space Cadet shirt on. That's mind control. He's mind programming you. He's saying that you're a dumbass if you think that, these theories are real. You're a dumbass if you think that you're dumb and dumber if you think that this. See, that's mind control, right? He's using his celebrity to convince you that this stuff is not real. Actually, it is. Yeah. Thomas Noctor says, could the ninja be Clementine? Scott, you're back. It doesn't look like to me, Tom. Thanks for the super chat. It doesn't look like to me that the ninja is a female. It's possible that the ninja could be, because it's all souped up and everything. All you can really see are the legs, a little bit of the arms, that kind of thing. You can't really tell, but it doesn't look to me like it's a female character. So I'm leaning towards a new character. Yeah. Let's see what else we got here. So, okay, Trev, do you think Fear the Walking Dead season 6 needs new showrunners? So, no, I mean, we got to give them a chance. We got to see what they're going to do with it. They have done some good stuff. I think they're still trying to find their identity as far as what they want Fear to be, or maybe they want Fear to constantly change to where it's not so set in stone and it can be different things. So we'll see about that. But I wouldn't say that want to take them out just yet. I know a lot of people have called for that, and I don't know. I don't think so. And I think they're in good with Gimples. So, they're setting up stuff that's going to be probably continuing in the movies and whatnot. So we got to give them a chance to do that. So yeah, absolutely. Okay. So, Jinja 51 Ninja said that I joined for Walking Dead, but I enjoy the real world talk more. So here we go. Yeah. Tony says, my dad is a Mason. Mom and I call them fairies, LOL, with pennies or something like this, pints. Fairies with pints? Is that what you're going to say, pinies? I don't know. Yeah, like I said, no heat with the Masons, no problem with the powers that be. If anything, I get more annoyed by the sheeple who are agreeable and think that the world actually works the way that they actually are told that it does. And that is an immature worldview. That is, I'm sorry, it is a naive, childlike worldview to think that. Think about it this way. Here, I got one for you guys. There's a book written about how often people lie, and the amount of times people lie is ridiculous. People lie more than they tell the truth. Here, I got one for you. What do people do each day when they wake up in the morning and they go to work, right? The first person they see in the day, if the person asks them, how are you doing today? How's it going? Everybody says good. Is that always true? Are you always doing good every day in the morning, right when you wake up at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. in the morning? No, most of the time you're not doing good. You don't feel good. It's not going well. But the very first thing people usually say to you each day is probably a lie. So there you go. So the very first thing you hear at the beginning of the day, when that person, that acquaintance tells you that they're doing good that morning, is probably lying straight away. So the very first thing you hear each day is probably a lie. I mean, sometimes they might be doing good, but they always say they're doing good, which is not true because you're not always doing good at 6 a.m. in the morning, right? Cade Quillen says, listening for chat, says, hey, Trev, a few months back, I saw you made a video about Paul McCartney and Bill Shepard, his potential death. But when I started watching it, it had been removed. What happened? I got a whole bunch of phone calls for a month on my phone every day, repeating. They were like scam calls, like scam type calls every day for a month. And I got paranoid and I decided I'd just take it down. That's what happened. Was there anything in the video that was incorrect? No. Paul was replaced. It was facilitated by the Pyramid in the UK. And that's why Bill Shepard looks nothing like him. That's why his eye color is different. That's why he's different. He can also read and write backwards. Bill can. Paul couldn't. And he was probably most likely tutored by Crowley. Aleister Crowley was possibly his illegitimate father, or at least one of his teachers. And that's why he put so much backwards messaging in the Beatles' music. The Beatles' music has all kinds of hidden clues and what they call Paulism. They tell you like 10,000 different ways that Paul is dead, and they just keep doing it over and over and over again. He still does it even right till now. When he releases a record now, he looks for ways to put in clues to say Paul is dead. So yeah, I kind of reshot that one the other day. I haven't reposted yet because I still have to edit it. But thanks, Cade. Yes, I probably will redo and repost the Paul is Dead video as long as the powers that be are okay with it. I don't know if they're okay with it. It feels like they're sort of okay with it because he's getting older now. So he signed, so far as I know, he signed a lifetime contract, which means he has to play the character of Paul until the very end. He's not allowed to not do it. He has to always do it and do concerts and whatnot, even though he's 5 years older than Paul? So he's like 90 now, basically. So anyway, we can get into that some more, and I can explain that whole thing through to you guys. Yes, there's more than one person who played the role of Paul McCartney, so which is really fun. My favorite band, well, since we're on it, I guess I'll say the Beatles, I guess. Why not? Yeah, you're tripping me out, says T. Gelly. Yeah, damn, Trev, that's scary with the calls. It was scary, but I think it was the flat Earth stuff. I get the impression we are not allowed to talk about flat Earth for some reason. One reason or another, I don't know why, but we're not allowed to talk about it. So there it is, man. But yeah, maybe we'll redo the Paul is Dead video, and I'll explain to you guys what Paul is Dead is, because a lot of you guys don't know what Paul is Dead actually is. What it is. Here's the book. It's listed as a fictional book, The Memoirs of Billy Shears. This is the guy right here, Billy Shears, or Bill Shepherd. See, you get it. It's the sheeple thing again. Shears, Billy Shepherd. The shepherd prunes the sheep with his shears. That's why he's named Billy Shears. So on Sgt. Pepper's album, when they say, "Let me introduce you to the one and only Billy Shears of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band," because they're no longer the Beatles. Now they're Sgt. Pepper, Sgt. Black, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. And Billy Shears is Bill Shepherd, who plays Paul. So he's replacing Paul. He took on the identity of Paul, and he's going to prune the sheep culture creation. He's going to prune the sheeple with his pruning shears. That's who Billy Shears is. Also, Bungalow Bill, What Did You Kill Bungalow Bill? That's a song for the Beatles too. John Lennon, How Do You Sleep was firing at Bill, not Paul. He wasn't mad at Paul. Paul was dead, so he loves Paul. But he was firing shots at Bill for continuing to play Paul, when I think John wanted to tell people at some point that yes, Paul died and we had to replace him. But it sounds like the Illuminati were having too much fun, so they decided, no, keep having Bill play Paul forever. And so that's what they did. And so he still plays him to this very day. Anyway, Beatles stuff, it's great stuff. And if this book is true, and I think it is, Bill is illuminated. So Paul McCartney is in the illuminated degrees. He's no longer a Mason. He's now in the Illuminati. And that's how it works. If you serve the pyramid well, you get promoted. That's how it goes. You move up the ranks. So let's see. BD King wants an opinion. Billy Shears looks like you. Well, this cover has Billy Shears with brown eyes. Bill has bluish to green eyes. Look up a picture of Paul McCartney now in his older age. Look at his eye color. His eyes are actually the wrong color. That's why when people say, oh, how did they find someone who looks exactly like Paul? It's like, he doesn't look like Paul. How does he look like Paul? His eyes are a different color. His head shape is different. He's like 5 or 6 inches taller than Paul was. He doesn't look anything like him. The only reason why they were able to do it is because back then people listened to the radio. They didn't really watch TV so much. They didn't really see. They couldn't really see. Got to be good looking because he's so hard to see. Come together right now over me. 1 and 1 and 1 makes 3. There's 3 left of the 4 because Paul is dead. And got to be good looking because at that time Paul was like the premier man in the world. He was like the maybe Justin Bieber. No, he was greater than Justin Bieber. He was like the Elvis Presley or the good-looking guy in the world, like your Brad Pitt or something like that. So John's making fun of it because he's saying he's so good-looking that we replace him with another guy and you can't even tell. So there you go. Anyway, we could do that a little bit more. So let's see. Trev, you reckon the helicopter in The Walking Dead pilot was connected to CRM as well? Oh, that's true, right? That they did have the helicopter earlier. I don't think so. I think that was probably just some other helicopter because that was early on in The Walking Dead. So it wouldn't have necessarily done that. Frank 88 says, Paul McCartney actually died. Yes, he did. The original one did. But Bill is sort of more Paul than the original one was. Because keep in mind, 1966 was 53 and so odd years ago. Bill's been playing Paul for over 53 years. So in a way, he's more Paul than the original Paul was. There you go. And Hey Jude, by the way, if you guys didn't know, Hey Jude backwards is Who Is This Now? He puts all kinds of backwards shit in all their music. It's really cool. You can listen to it back. It's not just chicken scratch. He does it on purpose because he can read and write backwards. That's why sometimes in interviews he'll say he learned to read and write backwards, and he can actually speak backwards to a degree as well. Some phrases and things he can do. Okay, let's get back to I'm Paul McCartney. No, I'm too young then. What if Andrew Lincoln is actually what? I don't know. Okay, let's get back on Walking Dead topic here because this isn't the Beatles Paul is Dead video, which we can do if you guys want to. as long as they're okay with it. Trev, do you know about the elites and soul cooking? That stuff is really dark, Tim F. He does say in this book that he tried to tune in to Paul's spirit. That's what in Strawberry Fields Forever, John says that I don't think you can tune in, but it's all right. It doesn't matter much to me. He's talking about Bill tuning into Paul's spirit. That's why in the music video you have the tree and he's tuning in. You have these long strings. He's trying to tune into his spirit. So it's like a soul, like a soul cooking kind of like connection or something to the ether or to the I don't know, to the afterlife. So they're into all that shit. I'm not into all that shit. I don't like that stuff. I feel like I don't like that dark satanic garbage, so is what it is, right? I'm just like, I don't like any of that crap. But yeah, I know they're into that. Yeah, I know they're into all that shit. I know. Trev, do you find Jadis attractive? No. So how did Paul die? Probably a sacrifice of some kind. Jinja 51 ninja. Yeah, some kind of sacrifice or something, I would think. Yeah. So, okay, let's see what else we got. Any good comments here? Okay. I think we kind of should wrap it up. We're at 1 hour and 45 minutes. We're almost at 2 hours, guys. The longest one we've ever done. It's what it is. Any final really good questions before we wrap up? How did he die? Sacrifice. Beheading, I think they said. Beheaded some way or another. Either in a car crash, which sometimes they use car crashes in the UK, I think, to oust people, like Diana, that kind of thing. Yeah, it's a possible car crash, or maybe they just cut his head off. I don't know. They do all kinds of crazy shit like that. Anyway, I don't know, something like that. But you can tell there's more than one person who played the character. It's pretty easy to tell. Okay, my voice is quitting, so I think we're done. Anyways, had a lot of fun with you guys tonight. Had fun talking Walking Dead. We got into some other stuff, which was really fun as well, too, which maybe we can do more on later if we want to. So let's wrap for tonight. Okay, guys, thanks for joining me. It's good. Let's wrap it up now. Let's end it off. Have a good night, guys. Send me any questions you have through comments of the channel, and we can go into it. This week we'll make some videos. We'll have some fun. We'll do some COVID stuff. Happy Easter. Yep, happy Easter to all you guys. Do another Paul is Dead video explaining Paul is Dead. Okay, I'll do one explaining Paul is Dead so that you guys can understand what it is and what it entails. It's like a ritual. So for them to do. That's why they just keep doing it over and over and over again in layered meaning, glass onion, right? Look through the layers. Yeah, absolutely. Keep it real, guys. Have a good night, and I'll see you guys back in soon for another video. Thumb it up if you haven't done so yet. A favorite. I already told you, Frank. Sacrifice on purpose. Probably not an accident for what I would think. On purpose. Usually when they blood sacrifice you, it's pretty bad, right? So. Jason has no idea what it is. Well, maybe we get into it some more if you want to. And, of course, lots more Walking Dead videos as usual. Okay, that's it for this one, guys. I'll see you soon. If you didn't get a chance to do a super chat and you want to, you can go to patreon.com/TrevShane2. If you want to become a walker and contribute as little as $1 a month, it helps the channel continue. I'll see you guys back in soon. It's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon. Happy Easter.